Hey guys, welcome back to Buzzer to Buzzer. All right, guys. So the final game last night, Game 6 of the 2020 World Series between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Los Angeles Dodgers elapsed, in which the Dodgers won the series 4-2, meaning they captured the 2020 World Series title. Now, guys, this was the Dodgers' first World Series title since the year 1988. Almost around 32 years now since they have won a title. Last night they won, with Corey Seager winning the World Series MVP award as well. Guys, that was a heck of a game. I'm going to get started by just talking about our thoughts on the Dodgers franchise being a city of champions once again.
I think obviously everyone's going to talk about, Kevin Cash pulling Blake Snell in the sixth inning, right? But I don't even think that was the worst. That wasn't even the worst part last night. I'm going to talk about their offense, right? You can't put up one run against the Dodgers team and expect to win that game. They have too much offensive firepower for that to happen. So I feel like this loss is you have to completely blame it on the Rays offense as a whole because one run isn't going to get it done in the World Series.
Yeah, no, for sure. The Rays offense was definitely the reason why they lost yesterday. Yeah, you can blame Kevin Cash, but at the end of the day, you got to score more than one. I want to look forward. I think this is many years in the making for Dave Roberts, Cody Bellinger, and Clayton Kershaw. I mean, 2016, they lose to the Cubs in the NLCS. 2017, they lose to the Astros in the World Series. 2018, they lose to the Red Sox in the World Series. And in 2019, last year, they lost to the Nationals in the NLCS. After 4 years of failing to win that World Series, they finally done it. And it's an exciting moment for Clayton Kershaw, who's been chasing this his whole career.
Exactly. Talking about Clayton Kershaw, I think it's about time that you stop saying that, many people analyze him as being a choker. I feel like that his performance in Game 5 and Game 1 has definitely turned the tables. He is not only a World Series champion now, he has a bunch of other accolades. We know what the man has done. He is for sure one of the all-time greats in pitching. But also, I want to take a look at the guy who the Dodgers brought in this year, that being the big contract dude, Mookie Betts, coming in with a $365 million contract over the course of 12 years. Guys, Mookie Betts last night just proving to us why, honestly, he could be the best baseball player on the planet. In that bottom of the sixth inning, I believe, he hit that double. His base running, something we've seen throughout these World Series. Man, he has put on such a good show. Also, got to give credit to the Tampa Bay Rays. Sure, they ended up losing the World Series, but got to give credit to Randy Arozarena. That kid is going to help this franchise elevate in the next upcoming years. I feel like the Rays shouldn't take this one too personally. It wasn't coming for the Dodgers, just seems right. Like the Lakers winning in LA and now the Dodgers winning in LA. So the nice storyline. But the Rays don't got nothing to worry about. Dodgers getting the job done. Awesome to see.
Okay, so first I just want to say that the MVP award going to Corey Seager, that was definitely like the right call. Instead of giving it to like a big name player, looking at that game and the whole series, he was definitely the player that made the most impact on the Dodgers. Now, it's also really cool that the Dodgers won because just like 3 weeks ago, the Lakers won in game 6. So it's pretty cool that like two franchises from the same city. Like LeBron was on Twitter giving them a shout out and all. That was pretty cool. And it's a pretty rare moment to see two of the same teams from the same city in different leagues win a finals and World Series.
All right, guys. And one last thing which we got to address is the end of the game with the third baseman of the Los Angeles Dodgers, Justin Turner. Now, guys, it's a bit of an interesting storyline which unfolded last night with Justin Turner taking the test before being told in the bottom of the eighth inning that he has to come out of the game. And eventually he leaves the game as he tested positive for COVID-19. However, he returns when the celebration is concurring with the Dodgers on the field. We saw him with his wife, and he was celebrating there. And a lot of controversy has arisen from this, of the action which Justin Turner took coming back on the field. What do we think about this? There's a lot of interesting dynamics going on here.
I think it's really irresponsible. Like, I understand you just won a World Series, one of the greatest moments of your career, but putting the life of your teammates' family at risk is simply irresponsible. You should not be going back on that field if you have tested positive. Sure, it could have been a positive test, but that's not an assumption you take either. They found out later that it actually wasn't a false positive. So putting his teammates at risk like that was something that I see completely unacceptable.
Yeah, I just think it's very very confusing and overall. I mean, I don't know when he found out, when they took him out. I don't know if they let him go back in or if he went back in by himself. I have no clue, but if that's the case, then 100% it was completely irresponsible.
Well, I think it's for sure a two-sided coin. I think you guys would agree. You know, Justin Turner been with the Dodgers for like 12 years now. He's put blood, sweat, hard work, tears into this franchise, helping the franchise elevate to the status which they are right now. And finding out in the last game when his team, who he's put in so much work with, is about to win the chip. On one side, you're like, man, he has to go out there and celebrate. There's been so much put towards this moment. But on the other hand, you got the situation with COVID-19. The thing is, though, if he was positive, he was around his teammates for a long period of time before the game even happened. So the likelihood that other players are infected is probably pretty high as well. So I feel like there's for sure a bit too much backlash being given for his action. I mean, you got to consider his point of view, but I believe he was wearing a mask, took it off for a couple photos, should just be responsible. Wear that mask the whole time if you do know you're infected, but interesting move by Turner. All right, guys. Well, the Los Angeles Dodgers are the 2020 MLB World Champs. Going to be interesting to see how they play out next year. It was a great postseason of the MLB. We hope that you guys enjoy these MLB-themed quick takes. As always, guys, be sure to hit that like button. Subscribe. We are like 25 subscribers away from 500. Let's get there by the end of this month. And comment down below your main takeaways from the Dodgers winning the chip. As always, guys, take care. We'll catch you guys on the next one. See you guys.